Last Tuesday at 9:47 p.m., my neighbor Sarah sent me a text that was just 3 words, "I hate this." By Friday morning, she texted me again, "I'm dangerous now." Dangerous. That's the word she used, because in 3 days, she went from rage-quitting AI to becoming the person her colleagues were secretly watching, trying to figure out her system. What changed? She stopped treating AI like a search engine and started treating it like the brilliant but clueless intern it actually is. Welcome to Prompted, AI Beyond the Prompt. I'm Anaya Steele, and today we're talking about the difference between 2 hours of digital torture and 15 minutes of getting exactly what you need. Because here's the thing, nobody tells you. The people winning with AI aren't smarter than you. They just learned one skill everyone else is skipping. And before you think, well, I'm not a teacher, this doesn't apply to me, stop right there. Sarah's lesson plan crisis? That's the same frustration as trying to get AI to plan your meals, organize your closet, or figure out what to say to your mother-in-law about Thanksgiving. Different problems, same broken approach. Whether you're using AI for work, life, or both, the mistake is identical. So let me tell you what happened to Sarah, because her crash and burn is your crash and burn. It's everyone's crash and burn. Sarah's the teacher I mentioned in episode 1. The one who swore up and down she didn't need AI while watching her department head glide out at 3:30 every single day with flawless lesson plans, graded assignments, parent emails already sent. Meanwhile, Sarah's eating sad desk salad at 6 p.m., still formatting vocabulary lists. So she finally caved, downloaded ChatGPT, typed her first prompt, "Help me create a lesson plan." What did she get? A template so generic it could have been for teaching photosynthesis or Shakespearean sonnets or literally anything to literally anyone. She tried again. Create a better lesson plan. Still garbage, just different garbage. Third attempt. Make it more creative. At this point, ChatGPT is basically just rearranging the furniture on the Titanic. An hour in, Sarah's eye is twitching. She's got 17 browser tabs open, rage Googling, why doesn't AI work, and AI prompts for teachers, and, I'm not making this up, is AI actually just fancy autocomplete? Yes, Sarah, kind of, but also no. Here's what she didn't know yet. She wasn't failing at AI. AI was failing at mind reading. Because the brutal truth is, most people learn the hard way. That reminds me of something my mom used to say. Human beings are the only species who can learn from the mistakes of others, but rarely choose to do so. I looked it up years later because I was certain she was paraphrasing a famous quote, and she was. The original quote was by Douglas Adams. But I digress. Back to Sarah. As I was saying, AI isn't psychic. It's just really, really good at following directions you haven't given it yet. Now, most people use AI one of 3 ways. 2 of them are how you waste your Tuesday night. One of them is how you get, as Sarah put it, dangerous. Method 1, the digital genie approach. This is where you walk up to it like it owes you something and say, "Write me a proposal," or "Create what I need," or my personal favorite, "Help me with my project." Then you sit back and wait for magic. Spoiler alert. You're going to be waiting a while. Because AI isn't a genie. It's more like a brilliant intern who desperately wants to impress you but has zero context about what your company does, who your clients are, or why everyone's panicking about the Thursday deadline. You wouldn't tell that intern, "Make me a thing," and expect gold, right? So why are we doing it to AI? The digital genie approach gets you templates. Generic could work for anyone, which means works for no one, templates. It's like asking a stranger at the bus stop to write your wedding vows. Sure, you'll get words on a page, but are they the words you want to live with forever? Absolutely not. Method 2, the slow torture approach. This is where Sarah ended up. This is where everyone ends up after the genie approach fails. You start vague, get junk. Then you try to fix it with more vague instructions. Make it more specific. Add details. Make it professional. No, wait, less formal. Add examples, different examples, more creative, actually more practical. You're basically playing the world's most frustrating game of charades with a very polite but very confused robot. It's like hate watching every season of a show that should have been canceled after season 1. Each episode is slightly less terrible, but still a complete waste of your time and popcorn. Sarah spent 2 hours doing this. 2 hours of her life she'll never get back, clicking through garbage variations, each one marginally less useless than the last. And here's the thing that makes it worse. She was figuring out what she wanted after she'd already asked for it. That's completely backwards. It's like ordering at a restaurant by saying, "Bring me food," waiting 20 minutes, then when the food arrives going, "Oh wait, I'm vegan, also allergic to gluten, and I don't like green things." Cool, 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 cool. Helpful information. Where was it 20 minutes ago? But there's a third way, the way Sarah stumbled into on Wednesday night after texting me in all caps. Method 3, the context master approach. This is where the magic happens. This is where people get dangerous. Instead of asking for what you want and hoping for the best, you paint a complete picture first. You give AI context, specifics, constraints, style preferences, the weird details that matter, all up front, before you hit send. Think of it like this. Walk into a restaurant and say, "Bring me food," you'll get bread and confusion. Walk in and say, "I'm craving Thai curry, medium spice, vegetarian, but I eat fish, I'm dairy-free, and I want something filling enough that I'm not hungry in 2 hours." Suddenly, your server knows exactly what to bring you. That's how AI works. It's not magic, it's just really good at taking clear directions and running with them. So what happened to Sarah? Thursday morning, I sent her a voice memo, walked her through the context master method, gave her a framework. Friday morning, "I'm dangerous now." Her words, not mine. She told me, "I spent 2 hours this week clicking around for junk. Then I tried what you said, spent 5 minutes planning what I actually needed, and had my entire week planned in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. That's the difference we're talking about, not 10% better, not a little faster. We're talking about the difference between drowning and breathing. Now I know what you're thinking. Anaya, this sounds like more work up front. Yes, absolutely. But here's the math. Sarah spent 130 minutes total using methods 1 and 2. 10 minutes typing vague prompts, 120 minutes in prompt hell trying to fix them. With method 3, 15 minutes total. 5 planning, 10 executing. You're spending the time either way. The only question is, do you want to spend it up front getting what you need or on the back end fixing what doesn't work? All right, so hopefully by now you're sold on context. But what does that actually look like? Because give more context is about as helpful as just be yourself or eat healthier. Great advice, zero execution. So here's the framework. 4 components in order of importance. And I know what you're thinking. Anaya, I don't want a formula. Good, because this isn't a formula. It's a conversation structure. There's a difference. Hear me out. Component 1, your desired outcome. This is your North Star. What does success actually look like? Not, "I need a thing," not, "help me with stuff." What specifically do you need when you're done? Sarah's breakthrough moment. She stopped saying, "Create a lesson plan," and started saying, "I need a 45-minute lesson on theme versus plot for 7th graders who think they hate reading." See that? That's a destination, not just drive somewhere nice. Component 2, your specific situation. The details that matter for you, not generalities that matter for everyone. This is where most people wimp out. They think AI wants clean, professional, sanitized information. Wrong. AI wants the messy truth. Sarah's second attempt. I'm teaching To Kill a Mockingbird to 7th graders in a Title I school where half my kids are reading 2 grade levels below. Last year's lesson bombed because it was too abstract. I need something concrete they can actually connect to their lives. That's not too much information. That's barely enough information. Component 3, your constraints. Time, budget, skills, resources, company policies, the things you're working with and the things you're working around. This is the stuff people leave out because they think it makes them sound limited. Newsflash, constraints make AI better. They're guardrails, not handcuffs. Sarah, I have 45 minutes, no budget for materials, and I can't show clips because our Wi-Fi is a disaster. Also, I'm exhausted, so if there's a version of this that doesn't require me to be on the whole time, that would save my sanity. That last part, that's the gold. The real constraint isn't time or money, it's energy. And when you tell AI that, it gives you something you can actually execute. Component 4, your style and preferences, tone, format, personality, the stuff that makes results sound like they came from you, not from a corporate manual written by robots for robots. Sarah, I'm conversational in class, lots of real-world examples. I swear occasionally, but nothing that'll get me called to HR. My kids respond to humor and stories, not lectures. That's how you get AI to sound like you instead of like AI. Now, here's where we put this into action, because information without application is just trivia. Let's start with a communication example. The wishful thinking version. Write an email about the deadline change. Cool. Which deadline? Change to when? Change because of what? To whom? In what tone? For what outcome? You just asked a master chef to make something good while blindfolded in someone else's kitchen. The context master version. Write a warm but professional email to my team of 6 explaining that our Friday deadline is moving to Monday due to a last-minute client revision. Keep it under 100 words because nobody reads long emails on Thursday afternoon. Acknowledge the inconvenience without over-apologizing. We're professionals. Stuff happens. Mention I'll bring coffee Monday morning to ease the pain. Tone should be annoying but will survive, not catastrophic emergency. See what just happened? I had to pause and let you take that in. You gave AI a complete picture. The who, the what, the why, the tone, the length, the subtext. That's not more work. That's just being specific about what you actually want. Now let's do a planning example because this is where people really crash. The wishful thinking version. Help me plan a family vacation. Where? When? With whom? What kind of vacation? What's fun to you? You just asked AI to read your mind, and then you're going to be absolutely shocked when it gives you a generic list of top tourist destinations. The context master version. Plan a 4-day family trip to San Diego. 2 adults, 1 8-year-old who's currently obsessed with dolphins and will absolutely melt down if we don't see them. Budget is $2,000 total, including flights from Denver. We want a mix of beach time and kid-friendly attractions, but honestly, we're exhausted. So if there's a hotel with a kids club where we can have 1 adult dinner without feeling like terrible parents, that would save our marriage. Also, my spouse gets car sick on winding roads, so minimize driving on Pacific Coast Highway. We're going in April, so weather should be decent. That's not over-explaining, that's painting a picture. And here's what most people don't realize. The weird details are what make it work. My spouse gets car sick isn't irrelevant. It's the difference between a great trip and a miserable one. We're exhausted isn't oversharing. It's the context that gets you a hotel with a kids club instead of a boutique spot where your kid will be bored in 20 minutes. The details you think are too specific, those are exactly the details that make AI useful. All right. Now that you're seeing how this works, let's talk about the 3 mistakes that'll kill your results before you even start. Mistake 1. Thinking your first try should be perfect. Sarah's first context master prompt still needed tweaking, but here's the difference. It needed 1 round of tweaking, not 17. She went from this is garbage to this is 80% there in 1 try. Then 1 small adjustment got her to 95%. That's the goal. Not perfection on attempt one, usefulness on attempt one. Stop aiming for the moon when 80% there in one shot is already life-changing. Mistake two, skipping context because it feels like extra work. You know what's actually extra work? 2 hours of prompt hell, 17 browser tabs, that twitching eye thing Sarah had going on. 5 minutes of thinking through what you need up front isn't extra work. It's the work. Everything else is just expensive trial and error. Mistake three, forgetting tone and style. This is the one that makes I sound like AI. You can have perfect context, but if you skip the style component, you get something that's technically correct and completely unusable. It's like getting an email from your boss's boss's boss. All the information is there, but it sounds like it was written by someone who's never met a human. Sarah's breakthrough wasn't just adding context, it was adding her context. My kids respond to humor and stories, not lectures. That one sentence transformed everything. So how do you know if you're doing this right? 3 signs you're on track. Sign 1. You're getting usable results in 1 or 2 tries instead of 10. If you're still in round 7 of make it better, you skip the context step. Go back, start over, do it right. Sign 2. The output feels specific to your situation, not like generic advice from a blog post written in 2019. Generic means you gave generic input. Specific means you gave specific input. AI is a mirror. What you put in is what you get back. Sign 3. You're spending more time using the results than wrestling with AI for better ones. That's the whole point. Less time fighting the tool, more time using what it gives you. Sarah's Friday text wasn't just, I got my lesson plans done. It was, I got my Fridays back. Not just the time, the headspace, the mental load, the Sunday dread of facing another week of grinding. That's what we're actually talking about here. So, here's your challenge. Not homework, not an assignment, a challenge. If you don't have an AI account yet, grab a free one. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, doesn't matter which one right now. Any of them will have you up and running in 2 minutes. Pick one task, just one. From one of these categories, communication. Write an email, a text message, or a social post. Planning. Organize your week, plan an event, map out a project timeline. Set a timer for 2 minutes. I'm serious. Actually set a timer. Write out your 4 components: your outcome, your situation, your constraints, your style. Then run it through your AI tool. If you've used AI before, pay attention to how much clearer and faster the results are compared to your usual help me with this prompts. If you're new to AI, watch how it takes your context and turns it into something that's actually shockingly useful. Then, and this is the important part, edit your context. Change one detail, make it more specific. See how the output shifts. That's how you learn this. Not by memorizing formulas, by feeling the difference between vague and specific. And look, if you want the complete system, the context master method we just covered, plus over 60 ready-to-use prompts for everything from work emails to meal planning to career strategy, I put it all together in a workbook called Prompted, Your Practical AI System. It's organized by difficulty level, so you can start wherever you are. Beginner prompts for daily life, intermediate prompts for work and communication, advanced techniques for when you're ready to get dangerous. Think of it as your AI field guide, the prompts, the troubleshooting, the frameworks that actually work. Links in the description. Grab it, start getting better results today. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, okay, Anaya, this makes sense, but which AI tool should I actually use? They all look the same on the surface. Here's what nobody tells you, and it's kind of wild. These tools have completely different personalities. The prompt that works perfectly in one tool can completely bomb in a different tool. The task that one handles beautifully, another might make it weird. And if you're using the wrong tool for your task, you're making everything 10 times harder than it needs to be. It's like trying to hammer a screw or drill a nail. You're frustrated, the tool's not working, and it's not because you're bad at this. It's because you picked the wrong tool. That's what episode 3 is about, your AI tool guide. I'm going to show you which tool excels at what, when to switch between them, and the red flags that tell you you're using the wrong one for the job. We're talking personality differences, actual strengths and weaknesses, the stuff that matters when you're trying to get work done. Think of it like finally understanding when to use a hammer versus a screwdriver versus a power drill. Right tool, right job, infinitely better results. That's episode 3, your AI tool guide. Stop using the wrong tool for the job. Don't miss it. This is Prompted Beyond the Prompt. If this episode resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Tell me what clicked. Tell me where you're still stuck. And if you know someone who's still in their I hate this phase with AI, still rage Googling at 9 p.m., still getting generic garbage, share this with them. Because the difference between frustration and results isn't intelligence. It's just knowing what AI actually needs to be useful. Remember, life is motion. Pivot, persist, and prompt with purpose. I'm Anaya Steele, and you've been prompted. Until next time.